Welcome back. Good to see you. Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith. I can't stand Keith. Stupid Keith. Keith doesn't know what he's talking about. I kind of like Keith. Keith's meh. No matter what, glad to see you. You can just call me Keith if you want. I don't mind. Boy, what a week we had, huh? Things are up and down, back and forth, ping pong this way, ping pong that way. Good news, we were here last week watching this. Things got really rocky right after the stream. Then things improved very dramatically during that Friday after the stream. A lot of ping pong, just like we thought would happen, which was the thumbnail that you saw last week. But guess what? Things have changed a little bit for us. Things have gotten a little bit better for us, haven't they? Well, I want to talk about that now. We'll go over a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to go through the entire top 25 coins list, or at least my interpretation of the top 25. I'm not going to stable coins or redundancy coins, like eat steak ETH and blah, blah, blah. Won't do all that. But what we will do is go through all the top 25 coins that make sense. First, I'm going to start with Bitcoin. Man, do we got a lot to talk about. Glad you're here with me. I'm glad to be here with you guys. I still got to pop the chat out and get going. Let me knock off the live show and thumbnail and turn the camera on and say, hey man, if you haven't done so, please go hit like. Costs nothing to hit like over here, man, and subscribe while you're there. Why not? If you're following along on Rumble, appreciate it over there, fellas. If you're watching on X, that's where most of the people are. That's right, got a bell for you too. Glad to see you. Glad to have you. Man, I really needed some improvement here. We haven't got a ton, but there have been some good developments, even in the fact that things went sideways, didn't necessarily go up as high as we may have wanted them to. That sideways action was crucial because that sideways action put us in a better position chart-wise, which I'll try to go through and dissect here for you a little bit at a time. Let me pop these chats out because I didn't get to do that beforehand. Somebody complained and said, oh man, 30 minutes of waiting seems to be a bit much. You know what I mean? Maybe you shouldn't do 30 minutes. Maybe you should do less than 30 minutes, right? Fine. I understand. Less than 30 minutes. Maybe I'll wait. Pop out chat isn't working for X. I'll do it for YouTube. Pop that out. Put that over here. And then we'll have the chat box for you guys to be able to read and follow along. And obviously I answer every message that I see pop up. And let's grab Rumble over here. Pop out. What's up, Busted, over on Rumble? Good to have you here, brother. Brand new moderator, by the way. Our moderators are promoted from within. It's guys who have been with us for a while, know the system, understand, learn, and are part of the gig. Want to help make people make more money, help people save money. Hey, we don't do anything for you here, but we do help put you on the right path. And that's our number one goal here, is to not only make as much money as we can for ourselves, but if we can spread the good word about making more money for everyone else via nothing but data, no feelings, no emotions, and just really tune in to the money-making aspect of risk reward. Hey man, let's not make terrible mistakes here. Let's make small mistakes. Let's have big wins. And man, I want to get that message out to as many people as I possibly can. I'm going to start with Bitcoin here, and then we'll work along. Number one thing I want to note here, let me grab my demonstration button. Look at the fabulous, just fabulous breakout that Bitcoin made in log mode. So I'm in logarithmic mode, which is down here in the bottom right-hand corner. You can see the L lit up right there. That let us know that we're not in linear mode. Linear mode tends to stretch the chart a little bit when we go to higher time frames. For the daily, you'll note that we may or may not have broken out, but I'm going to go with log mode first, and I'll explain that again in a moment. What I again want to highlight first is the fact that we seem to have a breakout here. Not only one candle, but a whole series. All right. After that Friday ended, we had a very abrupt Saturday followed by a very abrupt Sunday. This is what I talk about all the time, where I don't want to see price action happen on the weekends. I want to see that price action happen steady and smoothly across the weekend without any big, massive jumps and bumps in the road. All that herky-jerky stuff that happens on the weekend creates CME gaps. And those CME gaps have to close, which kind of suppresses the price a little bit sometimes and puts us right back into the spin cycle of nothing that we've been in for quite a while, right? It kind of ruins the sentiment for everyone who wants to put money in but might be a little bit afraid, right? Doesn't give them the confidence that they may need to instill into themselves or into their wallets to be able to put forth some money and lock in some, risk here. So good news is we've limited some of that risk here. I'm going to go in a little farther on that. Here's our Reaper strategy. What is the Reaper strategy? Well, the Reaper strategy uses three or four different points of data here. 821 EMA, like we've always used. That's the 8 EMA and the 21 EMA, the green and the purple lines that you see right there. And on top of that, that bright yellow line that you see in there is the 50-day moving average. We want to see the price over all three of those closed 2 candles in a row, or 2 days, 2 time periods in a row. We've got that. We've got them on an 821 right. Now on the 50 moving average, we just closed over it today at 8 p.m. Eastern, right before Good Friday starts, right before Easter Sunday starts. We managed to close over the 50 moving average right there. Excellent. Absolutely wonderful. We've been waiting on this moment. Finally. Now, I wanted to prove it. You see, this happened already before. 1 green candle, failure. 1 green candle, failure. And those were closes over the 50 MA. Good, but prove it by having another. Didn't do it, did it? Nope, it didn't. So now that we've got 2 candles, potentially, hopefully we get what we need. Now, is this everything we need to just throw all our money in?
Wrong.
No, it's not. Let's take baby risks here, especially if you've already been abused by the market a little bit here, right? Let's limit our risk and not go haywire and go crazy. Just want you to note that potentially we have a trend break. Potentially we have 2 closes over the 50 coming. We definitely have 2 closes over the 821 EMA, and we have an 821 EMA cross. Bam! That is absolutely perfect. Been waiting to see that for a hot minute, and finally it's coming through. Excellent. Now, a little bit farther now. Pivot points. Pivot points give us predetermined resistance and support lines along the way. Now, the main pivot point, the P right here, the main pivot point, and you'll see that there are many of them. They're the orange lines that go horizontally across the screen. They are R1, R2, and R3, which is above. You can't even see it. S1, S2, and S3, which is so far below you can't even see it. I want you to hone in on just the current pivot point line along. Again, this is kind of our bullish, bearish flip, right? We need to see this close and hold above this line. Guess what it did? Closed above the line. Excellent. Now, prove it by giving me another candle in here that does the same thing. Give me 2. That would be awesome. That really changes my opinion moving forward. This candle right here, devious. I did not want to see that ugly ass candle. That is a shooting star candle, and that means we should go down. However, it powered right back up after that and tried to attack it again. I like the fact that it's over the pivot point, but beware, this really nasty looking red candle right here could mean we have a limited upside for a short period of time here until the high time frames kind of shake themselves out in the weekly or the monthly. My voice cracked, meaning the weekly or the monthly. Let's see if the pop out shadow work now. No. Don't know why it doesn't work, man. Whatever. They might have had a new plug-in put in for that too. I think they actually said they were going to put a new plug-in. Whatever, doesn't matter. I got it for YouTube and Rumble. And I can see the comments over here on X. What's up, cousin Jeremy? What's up, Crypto Paladin? Good to see you, brother. For anyone who's watching, man, jump in the chat. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching from. If you've been following for a long time, let me know. Give me your opinion on what's happening with things, man. Let's talk about it. That's the majority of what I like to do. Is I know it's not all about the Keith, man. It's not all about the Keith show. That's not cool. I want to talk to everybody. I want to hear all different opinions. So we'll go a little farther here. We talked about the 821 EMA, the pivot points. Gave you my interpretation on those. Ichimoku cloud. Not so good. Red cloud on the end. This needs to be green. We do have a conversion line, the blue line, crossing upward through the red line. That's good. That's 1 out of 4. This was 1 out of 4 wrong. Progress. Lag line right back here. As you can see, it is underneath those candles right there. Not gonna get it. That's not good enough. I need it over the candles. Here's the Ichimoku cloud, as you can see right there, that big red blob right there. That's the Ichimoku cloud. And unfortunately, the price is still under it. We need that price over the cloud. We only have one out of a possible 4 yeses or nos. Be careful. See what I'm saying? We may have some hiccups in the speed bumps in the road here that's going to slow us down to our road of progress for at least Bitcoin. And since Bitcoin is the king with over 60% of the dominance and all the money in crypto is going into Bitcoin, we got to make sure we watch our P's and Q's here and don't get too far off base, because don't want anyone to go down the rabbit hole of thinking everything is just going to go flying up. That's what you read on X, but that's not really true, right? Let's be realistic. We know that's not true. That's just hopium creeping in a little bit. All right, as far as the RSI goes, we've now gotten above 50. RSI seems to be trending upward slowly, but it's not there yet. MACD, hey, there's that upward cross we were looking for. And if you remember, Thursday last week wasn't as good. It was still red. Just that quick, it jumps back green. You see the buy volume start to come in. Now, obviously, we're not just loaded up on buy volume. It's creeping down a little bit. You can see it's more buy volume and then less buy volume and then more, then less. We're having a lob lolly bounce back and forth here. It's better, but I need to see the orange line right here get over that midline. I need to see that orange trigger line get over the midline. It's not quite there yet. It's close. Couple more days to confirm it. I know it sucks waiting, but I kind of expected this. I kind of expected the wait to happen. Crypto Paladin says, what is your opinion on the death of the 4-year cycle? Hang loose, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. I've already got the chart queued up here at the top. I just haven't turned it on yet. Most of what you read on X is horse shit just for clicks, and I don't really do that. If you don't click, that's fine. Kind of the way I look at it. Whether you click or not, the data is the data. So I tell everyone, it isn't about whether or not you like the data or I like the data. In fact, most of the time, the data I have to share is not good, right? It's about interpreting the data and knowing that there's nothing that you can do about it. You have to own it, right? We'll talk about that in a minute, though. I got 2 different examples of it, so just hang loose. What's up, Andrew Ionescu? Good to see you. Top of Virginia, retired in 23 to 24 growth. Look for, hell yeah, dude. Top of Virginia. I'm here in upstate South Carolina. You can tell by my accent. And the Panthers paraphernalia behind me, and the Panthers light on over there, and the Hornets jerseys over there. This is how we get down over here, man. This is how we get down over here. And I like watches. I have some expensive watches. And I can play the drums a little bit. That's why they're behind me. And I like whiskey. So let's talk about the green lines that you see here. What does that mean? Well, I've shown you several indicators. I've shown you moving averages, pivot points, the cloud, RSI, MACD. All of them are giving us a yes or no kind of back and forth opinion here. Well, let's get down to the market structure, the price action. What does this show us? Well, aside from this potential breakout, I'm going to flip it to linear mode here for a second so you'll see where we may be a situation where it hasn't broken out yet. Then I'm going to flip this to CME in a moment, and you'll see it may have. All right, I'm not sure if I make this out to be a break or not. This happened the couple moments before Good Friday's sessions should start. If you don't know what I mean, Thursday afternoon going into Friday afternoon, Thursday afternoon going into Thursday night is when the Friday chart actually starts. 8 p.m. is the closing for crypto because it's UTC time, but the CME closes slightly before that. CME means Chicago Mercantile Exchange. It closes just before the regular market closes. Kind of gives everybody a chance to reset. It's futures based. It's the only futures platform for crypto in the entire US that's legal. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana are the only 3 on it. And because of that, that pause lets us kind of know what's coming up the next day. We can see a gap form, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, it's Good Friday, so there's no trading going on right now. So that means we have a very long weekend coming up of what should be choppy price action. Now, I'm hoping it stays choppy. Could be a little different, and we'll go down to that in a moment. But I don't know if I'm sold on this being a breakout yet based on that. If it's just one candle, man, that leads me down a rabbit hole of I don't know. So I'd rather not bank on just this one candle. I'd like to see at least tomorrow's close, and for what it's worth, Saturday's close as well. I'm hoping we just go sideways. Seriously, I think that's best. And that would be backed up by the Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands need to squeeze tight and pinch in. Once they squeeze tight and pinch in, and you start to see these Bollinger Bands come down here like this and get very tight and angry, you start to see volatility. And if you don't know what I mean, look back here. That's exactly what I'm talking about up there. Those Bollinger Bands squeezed very tight right here, and then you've got lots of volatility come in. This time, as you see the midline right there, we were under it. The blue line is the midline. Look here now. We are over the blue line. Blue line goes down to about 82,675 right now. Anything above that, I'm happy with going into Monday and Tuesday. All right? It's a long weekend this weekend, so be prepared. Now for the market structure. I forgot the Bollinger Bands. That's why I just brought it up. Market structure. What you see here is a series of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. All this to the left has been lower lows and lower highs. Nothing but a big, fat, ugly-ass downtrend. We didn't want to see that the whole time.
Bruh.
We've been sitting over here screaming,
Come on, man.
give us something, please, man. Near death, yes. It's been rough. Good news. Things are trying to change.
Damn.
I know, right? Same thing I said when I saw this happen. Good news. We've got a what seems to be short-term high coming in. The way we would confirm this would be if we get over this level right here that I've highlighted in red, which is about 87,250 to about 89,000. What that would do is short, what would actually liquidate the shorts that all piled in right there during Liberation Day, or whatever the hell it was called. That day, the market went wild. It was up and then absolutely took it right in the face, gave us a big, ugly run down, but that also created a bit of a double bottom here. We could be making a big W pattern here and coming out of this on the upside. We just need to let it play out. And I got no confirmation. You could honestly say that this low right here was taken out, which we talked about last week, and I would agree that it is. So far, it's holding that structure, but this is the big one. We got to get over that 87,250 to 89 range, break that, nuke these shorts who tried to go against the market. Really, 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 really bad time, by the way. I know it seems like you did a killer job running the price down, but it popped right back up. That shows me market resilience. Doesn't just want to give up. Flip this around and it would be market bearishness. But this is finally working out in our favor a little bit that this took so long to run down as far as it did. All right, the heavy sell pressure couldn't keep up forever. You became very oversold. And once you get oversold, that's when those buys come pouncing in. And so far they have. Till we break this 87,250 to 89 range, we're kind of just flirting around. And I think that comes next week. I don't think it happens this weekend. I think that comes next week or the 1st of May. If it doesn't happen next week, that's the next level. These upper levels up here where I've marked shorts get liquidated, they're extra levels of liquidity. And the higher we go, every time we had a lower high up here, that's liquidity areas that we will attack if we start making higher lows and higher highs. I talked about this on a different chart. Let me pull that up real fast. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Bitstamp. All right, so I've actually drawn it out here, right? Lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Finally, higher low, higher high, but it's on a very, very short time frame, and it only just now reclaimed that big trend line that we had that breakout from before. Now, this seems to be a bit of a false breakout in the fact that it went down and immediately got back over the trend line. Looks like a false breakout to me. Looks like it suckered a lot of people into shorting and looks like it may have trapped those shorts. If you trap those shorts, now it's time to start liquidating them, which means price goes up to catch everybody who bet against the market. Just like they call everyone who came in long at the end of Bitcoin trying to bet on the market, right? This happens back and forth. It's a cat and mouse game that is the market. If we can get above that 87,250 to 89 range, we're going to make a solidified, not only trend break, but solidified higher high. Once that happens, floodgates open, full on bullish. Full on bullish. But it hasn't happened yet. I know it's close, but it's not there yet. We are inches away from the market doing what we need it to do. Just not there yet. I'm happy to be the first person to tell you, yes, You've seen plenty of other people hollering about it online. Not me, not what I do, right? You know that. You guys know I'm going to keep it real with you, even if it means I got to be a bad guy for a while. It happens all the time, dude. Today was the first time I've looked at my DMs in a long time. And they weren't terrible, but I had a couple. I'm like, come on, man. But, whatever.
Come on, man.
It is what it is. When I see people lighting me up in the DMs, but they won't do it in public.
Bloody fuck you, bloody.
That's exactly how I feel about it. Over the 821 EMA on the CME, but still under the 50 and the 100. Like I was showing you on the other chart, we were over that. CME chart, not so much. It's a little slower and a little smoother. It doesn't run on the weekends. As you can see, the price isn't running right now. And since the price isn't running, that lets you know Good Friday's open. We don't have any public trading today on the major markets. So I want to see this price stay flat and sideways until Monday and Tuesday. Fair enough? And really, I need that late Monday, not early Monday. I want late Monday smoothness. I'm really hoping for a chill weekend. I'm honestly expecting to be gone all day on Saturday, helping out family at their house and stuff. I don't know if I want to be staring at the charts on a Saturday anyway, on Easter weekend, you know what I mean? So we all need some steady smoothness here. Just wanted you to take a look at this CME look here and see what I saw as well. Cloud, same story, we're under it. Pivot, same story, playing with it, but right on it. Bollinger Band, same story. Tracking sideways, but not narrow yet. I think we're going to get some squeezing of those bands. Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, this is the peel that is absolutely keeping us from blowing it off. This keeps going and going and going like the damn Energizer Bunny. Look how overbought this heifer is. It has not been this overbought since February and November before that. In fact, I would argue that it was not this overbought either one of those times based on how long it's been overbought. All the way up to the 786 level at 64% market share. All of crypto, Bitcoin is 64% of it, and it just keeps going. It will fail eventually, but it hasn't fallen yet. If you're looking at far as bullish or bearish, this is a great example of what I think charts will do soon. You're going to see a very similar pattern where if it stays over the 821 and it stays over the 50 moving average, you really don't have to do anything but sit back and wait and watch, because that's exactly what Bitcoin dominance has proved to everyone. It's proved to everyone that this is the gates. This is the gates, and we're not getting through until this fails. Once this fails and breaks that white line, that money will flow into altcoins. You'll see new money come into Bitcoin and the old money go to altcoins. After altcoins start to run up, you'll see that new money that was in Bitcoin start to run over to altcoins as well, and you'll see those altcoins go exponential. And once all of those pile in and you start to see scams roll back in real heavy, that's our signal to get out. Obviously, we ain't there yet, but we're getting close. Okay? Once this fails, party time. It just hasn't done it yet. Wait and watch. All the other dominance charts just simply don't hold a leaf to this one. The next best one, though, is XRP, which we'll talk about now. So let me pull up a nice clean, everybody's favorite XRP chart, right? So, which one are we going to do? Let's do Binance. It's not that clean, but whatever. All right, so I'm in log mode now, and you'll note that I've got some breaks on the trend line here. If I flip this over to linear, you're going to see it's still stuck under, but still holding that yellow support box. So it's all right for the moment. I know it looks ugly and it seems to be rolling over and failing, but as long as it holds support here, again, kind of much ado about nothing. You still got the 200 moving average right there to catch it as support if it wants it again. It very well may hit it again. I'm hopeful that this thing holds out. I like the fact that you're starting to see these moving averages go sideways here. They're all going to group up, and when they do, this thing's going to get entangled in these, like a Will Smith episode, get entangled inside these moving averages here. And once that happens, well, that's when we get our chance for some pops and volatility and for some magic. Just hasn't done it yet. We got to be getting close, right? Got to be getting close. Let me check and make sure I don't have any comments. What's up, Cheese? What's up, Brian Blue? Crypto Elephant. Cody Kinsel, how you doing, brother? Blue Light, what's up? Good day. What's up, Cheese? Eric Phillips, what's up, Terry? Good to see Terry. Peter Navarro, how you doing, Pete? Good to see you, bro. Rumble. We got Buster, what's up? What's up, Ian? Soto says, oh, good. Rumble is let me rewind because 5 minutes. There you go. Fanatic Duck, what's up? So shout out to people while we talk about XRP. Yeah, it's close. I went ahead and bought more. I've got my max position in this now. I'm not buying anymore. I have some stable coins left, but I'm tapped out on buying this one. All right, I have a bunch of XRP. So don't come at me with the BS. I probably have more than you do, and that's not a flex. That's just to say I think the chart's going to go. RSI still nominal between 40 and 50. No help there. MACD, though, trending up. Buy volume isn't high enough, but if you notice there, we aren't red on the sell volume. We don't have more sellers than buyers. We still have more buyers than sellers. Couple that with the fact that we haven't broken out yet, but maybe, and we could be getting somewhere here. Ichimoku Cloud, same story as a lot of the others, just hasn't given us anything yet. And this is like a slow lagging indicator that would be like a confirmation indicator. And we don't have anything from that yet. Pivot points. Pivot point is way up there where you saw Bitcoin actually on the pivot point. XRP is well under it. S1 down here actually caught it as S1, support 1. Good. Bollinger Bands. Look how much tighter these Bollinger Bands are on XRP than they were on Bitcoin. Right? I'll move some stuff out of the way so you can see it a bit more clear there. Right? There you go. You can see those Bollinger Bands are getting tight, starting to squeeze. That's good. We actually need that to happen because volatility will come in after that. Now, I want to see it stay over that midline. That would be best. It may hop, skip, and jump around a little bit while these bands get tight. But as they get tight, they're going to start to boil. And when they start to boil, we're going to get a pop one way or the other. I'm very hopeful for XRP here. Again, my position size on it is probably larger than yours or most other people's. And that's not a flex. That's just me saying that I trust that the chart's going to do something here in the near future. And I mean from now for the next month or two, right? I don't mean tonight or in the next 5 minutes. I mean in the near future. That doesn't mean 12 years either, right? So let's be realistic about our time frames. Things are going to take some time to work out. Bitcoin is still the king. And until it starts to shift some of its weight over, we're stuck waiting. I'm going to go over a ton more charts. We've got 2 minutes left on YouTube. XRP dominance next first. Then we'll jump over to Rumble and X like we always do. XRP dominance. Only about 4.5% of the total market cap is XRP dominance. Right? So XRP, a good chunk of the market, roughly 4.5%, but nothing to really scream and yell about. As far as dominance goes, see, it's had quite a run up here as compared to most. If you look at most other .D charts like AVAX.D or BNB.D, you'll see that XRP is one of the better performing versus almost every other coin you can come up with. It has slowed down. With that being said, I think there's still another charge left in this, which is why I'm so heavily invested in it. So I'll leave the XRP talk there. I'll continue to update it like I always do. I'll put it in X as a recap like I always do, but we always go over on YouTube because Google tells me that a majority of the people who watch this are watching for XRP content. So I got to keep it real and be honest with y'all. That's just what it is. We got to talk about it if y'all are here to talk about it, right? So thank y'all for watching over on YouTube. We're going to jump over to X and Rumble only now. I appreciate y'all watching over there, man. It's cool as hell. Thank y'all for that. Rest of the show, we're going to be over on X and Rumble. We're going to do the rest of the top 25. Thank y'all. Peace. Now, let's get off into the weeds, shall we? Andrew Ionosco says,